Hey guys, what's going on? It's AnimeX here, and today we're going to be doing What If Naruto Was a Prodigy? So, how this is going to work out is Minato and Kushina will be dead. They're still going to be dead. And in this timeline, I'm going to give Naruto a good understanding of chakra and it's going to make him more of a bookworm. So, Naruto's going to have a good understanding of all chakra and basic techniques that ninja should have. So Naruto will be in the library for most of his childhood. And instead of him being a prankster for attention, so in this timeline, he's gonna show that he's knowledgeable and he can get strong for everyone's respect. Naruto reading most of his life will help him from neglect from the adults and kids that were told Naruto was dangerous. And also, Naruto will be hanging out with Shikamaru and Choji because Naruto will be at the library a lot. And Shikamaru would like the quiet atmosphere for sleeping, and Choji would probably sneak in some food. Naruto would start up with memorizing the hand signs and their meanings, and also learning about different techniques and the history of the shinobi world, and also some basic chakra control training now. In this timeline, I don't really think Naruto would like Sakura because in this timeline, he is more focused on being strong and in the next Hokage. Naruto would also learn basic sealing jutsus for traveling and summoning weapons. First, I think Naruto will go with the same seal that Sasuke had in the fight with Itachi. Naruto will eventually start using gloves for summoning weapons. Naruto will also learn tree walking and water walking because he read about them in the ninja guidebook. And Naruto would use that as basic chakra control training. And Naruto is gonna find out his chakra natures, and his chakra natures will be water, fire, lightning, and wind. He can do some of fire type moves. I'm just gonna give that to him. And in this timeline, Naruto uses a sword. He doesn't go around with it, but it's gonna come more in handy when in future arcs. But for now, it's just something he keeps in his house. He bought it because he buys this when he's about 12 before he becomes a genin. And yeah. And Naruto wanted to find out about his chakra natures, and he asked the third Hokage about the chakra nature papers and where to find them. The reason why he knows there's Sarutobi is because the third Hokage comes to give Naruto his rent money every month. He asked, why does he want them? He wants to know because he wants to practice with these chakra natures to do jutsu. Sarutobi laughed and said, okay. And now, when Sarutobi gave him the papers, he wasn't expecting Naruto to understand. He just was expecting him to have a confused look. But when Sarutobi, I don't know if I'm saying his name properly, forgive me if I am not, but he crumbles the papers, and the old man said, how'd you do that, kid? You're just a little kid. He's like, shut up, old man. I learned it from a book. I am in the library most of the time. You know that. And Naruto explains his chakra natures, which is he doesn't discover fire yet. That's something he'll eventually learn. But he knows he has wind, lightning, and water. And he was surprised to know that he could use chakra. And then Naruto explained he learned a lot of stuff from the library. And Sarutobi leaves with a smile on his face, saying in his head, looks like we got a little Minato. So, Naruto starts to go to the academy when he's about 8 years old. The jutsus he knows right now are the water wall, the water bullet, the great waterfall, water raging, wave lightning ball, multi lightning ball, lightning stream, lightning body, lightning palm, wind palm, air bullet, air pressure, and finally vacuum bullet. These moves are low level jutsus except the great waterfall and the lightning ball jutsu. Naruto in this timeline will be smarter and be at least equal or smarter than Sakura. So comment down below if you want him to be smarter than Sakura. And in this timeline, the people who hate Naruto Hinata hates Naruto because he never saved her in this timeline. A few other people hate Naruto. Sakura is she is still that big mouth. Like how when she was making fun of Naruto and just being a big mouth in front of Sasuke to sound cool. She's like that, except she's not shy, but the thing about it is, yeah, she can just be like that, and she would just try to avoid Naruto, and Naruto doesn't really like her at all. He doesn't really talk to Sakura. And Naruto will also have better chakra control. And actually, no, the really only 2 people in the class who hate Naruto, and this is in the beginning, they don't even really know Naruto's skill yet. So some people just see him as a Nine Tails Jinchuriki or the Kyuubi, whatever you want to call it. And Naruto, after school, would usually read in the Ninja Guidebook for studying mostly. And the ship for this series is Ino X Naruto. I felt like it could have went good in anime. So yeah, she gets rejected by Sasuke at a young age and eventually gives up on Sasuke and falls in love with Naruto and starts hanging out with him because Naruto is much kinder and is smarter and better than Sasuke. So she eventually starts hanging out with Naruto and Shikamaru and Choji. And also, Naruto would also try to teach Shikamaru and Ino some water style. Shikamaru only learns 1 and just starts sleeping during most of the lessons when Naruto's instructing them. But Ino learned them all because she wanted to impress Naruto, which actually worked. He was impressed. And a 4-year time skip when they were 12, because they were 8 in this time when they entered. Most of the girls are over either Naruto or Sasuke. And how it is basically Sakura, she went from hating Naruto to being how she was in canon, but in this time she likes both Naruto and Sasuke. And Naruto just sees her as a pest. And also, it's the day of the final exam, and Naruto does 5 clones. And he passes easily. One random student failed, and Mizuki tricks him into stealing the scroll of sealing. The news spreads that the kid stole the scroll of stealing. And Naruto heard this and doesn't really care until he runs into the kid who stole the scroll of sealing. And Naruto tells the kid, "What are you doing here? And you're gonna get in trouble." And the kid was like, "Mizuki Sensei told me that if I could steal it, I could learn a jutsu and pass." Naruto is shocked that Mizuki Sensei would do such a thing. He tells the boy that he was tricked and the whole village is looking for him. Naruto takes the scroll and tells the boy, "We'll go back right then." They were going to return it, and then Mizuki arrives and tells Naruto that he can take the scroll and give it back to the Hokage. Naruto tells him, "No, I know you're planning to take the scroll of sealing, Mizuki." After a while, Mizuki gives in and starts preparing a giant shuriken and throws it at Naruto. Meanwhile, the Hokage is watching the battle that takes place between Mizuki and Naruto. Naruto creates 5 clones and tricks Mizuki Sensei and shouts out Shadow Clone Jutsu. Mizuki's confused and actually believes it's a shadow clone and starts dodging them. Then he noticed that these are just plain clones. And Naruto uses a lightning stream to knock him out. And Mizuki was knocked out from Naruto. He really didn't have time to talk to Naruto about the 9 tails and all the other stuff. He's a tailed beast and all that. Naruto's not going to know he has the tailed beast until he meets Jiraiya. And Jiraiya officially tells him he's the 9 tails Jinchuriki. After that, the Hokage stopped watching because he knows Naruto is a well-behaved boy and will return the scroll safely. But he didn't expect Naruto to sneak and write down a few jutsus that he would like to see, and most of them were water. And Naruto learns Wind Star Jutsu. Naruto writes down the Shadow Clone Jutsu also. He also finds out the secret of the Shadow Clone Jutsu and will first start taking off the other jutsu he would train and mastering one before he's going to get his ninja profile picture, which is the water shockwave jutsu. After taking his picture 2 days later, he masters the wind style, Windom. Just is a defensive jutsu. And the jutsus Naruto learned is he learned the steps for the Rasengan. He wrote down Rasengan and learned the second Hokage steps of how to do it. And he also learned, he was most intrigued by the Flying Raijin. He's trying to learn to master it, but it's going to take him a while to do that. And he also learns the great water ball jutsu. The great water jutsu, water dragon jutsu. He learns that. And he runs in to Konohamaru on his way out. And instead of Naruto teaching him Sekshi jutsu, Naruto teaches him the shadow clone jutsu and teaches him the meaning of the shadow clone jutsu and what it's used for. And Naruto actually helps Konohamaru get a better understanding of chakra. And now Konohamaru wants to be just like Naruto, just like in the anime, except what Naruto teaches him now is a little more useful than the other jutsu. I mean, it only works on certain people. It can be useful for certain. It depends, but that's not what we're gonna talk about. And then the teams. He also learned some techniques similar to the Hyuga's rotation. It's not that, but it's like something, but he's using water. It's like water defensive. I don't know like what it is, but it's something like that. And Naruto also, there's one thing I didn't tell you. Naruto made a jutsu when he was about 10, going on to 11. It's a lightning style. Like, he learned the lightning blade, except it's not called that. He likes to call it, because he usually uses this technique when he uses his sword. He trains with his sword, so he calls it lightning sword, or I guess lightning blade. Yeah, lightning blade would be a better thing to call it. And this time, a few days later, before Naruto's on his way to school, he runs into Konohamaru before he goes to school. And Konohamaru explains to Naruto that he learned he also showed him a few basics of the Rasengan. And he said that he got the first step down. And Naruto was proud. Rubbed his head and said, toughen up his head, and then said, Konohamaru, I gotta go. And Sakura and Ino were both racing to class, but they were both chasing after two different men. Naruto sits with Ino and Shikamaru and Choji. And Sakura sits next to Sasuke. And she knows that Naruto likes Ino. Ino likes Naruto. What will happen if Kiba... In this timeline, just comment down below. Who do you want Hinata's love interest to be? It could either be Rock Lee or Kiba. Either one. It could be her knight in shining armor who rescued her. And they announced the teams. The first team was Team 11, which was Shikamaru, Choji, and Sakura. Yes, Sakura. You heard me correctly, Sakura. And you know how this is gonna go. Instead of Sakura being on Team 7, Ino is. And then the next, the other teams will be Naruto Uzumaki. Naruto's happy. Well, he's not really happy. He doesn't have anything to be happy about yet. Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha. Naruto's intrigued because Sasuke is he's an Uchiha and he's pretty strong. And Ino Yamanaka. Ino, instead of having an outburst, she's so happy in her head. And she's just happy she's on the team with Naruto. And Naruto showed up with his sword, so a lot of people will know. Most of the boys hate Naruto, but Naruto gets most of the girls. And some of the boys hang out with Naruto, like Shikamaru, Choji, and a few others. Kiba, Shino, they hang out with him too. And every team is the same. Kiba, Hinata, and Shino are on the team still. And yeah. Most of the fangirls, when hate Ino because she's on the team. They don't hate her, but they're like mad, I guess, that they're not on a team with the most popular boys in the school. And there's that little chase. There's this chase scene when Ino's just getting chased by all of them with anger because she's on the best team. And yeah, they're Ino, Naruto, and Sasuke are on Team 7. Yes. And the next day, they're waiting for Kakashi, and Naruto, instead of doing a prank, he pulls out some sushi because he knows Kakashi's known to be late, instead of ramen because ramen would just get cold. So he just brought some sushi, and he offered some to Ino. She took it, well, with a little bit of blush, and he heard Sasuke's stomach growl, so he offered some. And he gets there, and then he walks into on them eating, and his impression of them is, I think you're boring. Same thing as normal. And no one really gets worked up about it. It's just a little, not much of a compliment. So now, how it will go is Kakashi asks about their likes, their dislikes, and their dreams to the future. He calls Ino to go first. They're on the roof, yes. Naruto is still clueless. He doesn't know that Ino likes him. So, yeah. She says her likes, looks at Naruto with blush. Her dislikes, she says she doesn't really have any dislikes. Another one of her likes is to train with Naruto and her friends. And her dreams of the future is to become strong and stick by a certain someone's side. So, Sasuke still does likes. I don't have any likes. Dislikes. I don't have any dislikes. Dreams of the future. It's not a dream. It's gonna become reality. I'm gonna avenge my clan and kill a certain someone. Naruto is a little different this time. Naruto doesn't really want to be Hokage. He kind of does, but he doesn't really. He kind of wants to become. He just hopes to. He still wants to be Hokage, but it's not something like urgent, something he really wants to do. It's just something he might do in his life. But he wants to become a great shinobi. His likes is hanging out with Ino and training with her, because they train. His dislikes is when people look down on other people or give him strange looks. And his dreams for the future, I'm just going to say he wants to become Hokage. And yeah. Oh yeah, one of his other likes is ramen, because he still likes ramen. So, the next day, Kakashi, they're all waiting for Kakashi. Kakashi comes 2 hours late, and Naruto knew he was going to come late, so he brought sushi. He gave some to Ino, and gave some to Sasuke when he heard his stomach growl again. Well, Sasuke kind of had a look of like, like how you get punched in the gut? It's like that, but it's like he's really hungry. And he asks Naruto for some sushi, and Naruto gives it to him. And then, Kakashi sees that they're all nice and hungry. They're nice and, they're not hungry. So he actually waits an extra hour. He just sticks by and reads his book for an extra hour before he shows up. So they're kind of hungry now. So now let's move on to the bell test. How the bell test will go is Naruto hasn't mastered the Flying Raijin yet, or the Rasengan. So he says the test we're doing today is known as the bell test. He shows the two bells and tells them that you have to take these bells from me, and whoever gets the bells passes. And Ino mentions that there's only 2 bells. And he was like, exactly, that means one of you will be going back to the academy. And Kakashi nods when they say, for real. And Kakashi says, start. And instead of Naruto sticking by, they all scatter to the forest this time. Naruto knows he can't beat Kakashi in one-on-one fight. He needs Sasuke. He needs Ino as well. She can be a help with this because she's not useless like a certain person. So Ino would be the decoy. She would throw a few shurikens, and before she starts throwing them, they all comply because Ino likes Naruto. She'll do anything, and Sasuke knows Naruto's speaking facts, so he just sucks up. He doesn't really have any. He has pride, so he sucks it up and works with Naruto. And Ino arrives, and while Naruto and Sasuke are both in different angles of the forest, getting ready to attack. While Ino's stalling, and Ino would just throw a few shurikens and do the water shock wave, and Kakashi would be surprised that she could do it, even though it's a low rank jutsu. He wouldn't expect that from a genin. So yeah, she uses the water shock wave, and then throws a few kunais and tries to beat Kakashi in taijutsu, but that didn't work. But that wasn't the plan. And then when Naruto says right, Ino knows because that's their sign. And then basically she uses her mind transformation jutsu, and she takes Kakashi's mind. And basically, yeah, she does the thing she usually does with that technique. And while Sasuke prepared a great fireball jutsu, since Ino has Kakashi standing straight, so Sasuke can't miss. And then after that, Naruto basically would come in and use the water shockwave after to finish him off. But what they didn't know was before Ino could use the mind transformation jutsu, Kakashi had created a clone, and then used the replacement jutsu. So Kakashi was in the forest, and Naruto said for Ino to go look for him while they search the other side of the forest. And Ino does and gets stuck in a genjutsu by Kakashi, and she sees Naruto getting stabbed by many kunai and passes out for about a good 20 minutes, wakes up, and the similar stunt that Sasuke pulled in the anime, Naruto actually managed to touch a bell. But the thing about it is, Sasuke was right behind Kakashi and grabbed 2 of the bells. And then after that, Sasuke throws the bells at Naruto and Ino. So yeah, and Kakashi's surprised that they actually got the bells, and Naruto's like, Kakashi Sensei, no one's failing because this test was about teamwork. And yeah, the only reason Kakashi kind of lost is because he only used his Sharingan once, and that was only to put under a genjutsu. He didn't really use it during the fight. If he used it, they wouldn't have been able to get the bells. And Kakashi is just surprised, and it says, you all passed. The goal was teamwork, and they all knew that. So everyone was happy, And even Sasuke let out a little smile. And Naruto saw how effective the water shockwave was because he put a little more chakra. And Naruto just tells him the third Hokage gave it to him because Kakashi was actually surprised. He knows this jutsu. And yeah, that's it. After Team 7 completes a month of D rank missions, Naruto and Sasuke want more challenging missions, like a C rank or a B rank. Well, they know they can't handle a B rank, so they didn't say that. And Kakashi asked the third for a higher rank mission. And they give him the same mission with Tazuna. It's a D rank, a C rank, I mean. And Naruto basically, Tazuna makes fun of Ino, which kind of gets Naruto angry, and he shows Tazuna some bloodlust. And basically, that's where we're gonna be leaving that off today. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this goes nice, and I hope you guys liked it. Leave it in the comments if I messed up anything, because I haven't watched Naruto in a while, but I remember most of the stuff. I might rewatch it though, because I have to, so I can do this right. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you. Bye.